and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, MeWe group, Facebook group, Twittering, and Instagram shite. So, this is a Tavern Chat Podcast, but it's also going to be like episode 0 of the Gamers Health Podcast. The prequel. If you collect comic books, man, this is like the issue 0. It comes before issue 1. So issue 1 isn't like the first issue, like issue 0 is. Since I announced our intention on the last episode yesterday, Rach and I, well, actually but it's aimed at Rach and I've got a number of communications via Facebook and or email, with offers to help with the podcast, words of encouragement, words that just the idea of such a podcast is not just helping people who've reached out to me, just the idea that this is going to kind of happen, but that something the community could certainly use or enjoy. Now, let me just start by saying this right away. Neither Rach nor I are medical professionals, nor do we play one on TV. So, I will talk experiences. I will talk maybe documentation that I receive throughout my hospitalization or post-hospitalization about ways to eat better, control my sodium, control my carbs, work on my blood sugar, and things of that nature. I am not offering medical advice. I am sharing my experiences. And now some of you might find it useful. Now, Rach, she will offer things like meditation. Because meditation is, calming your mind. There's a lot of great things that can certainly help your blood pressure, help your health heart. It can help
the decisions that you make.
Help the decisions you make. It can help your emotional status. Especially in this times of COVID-19. We are, in many ways, stuck at home, self-isolating, and we are a social animal as a creature, as a beast. We are social in nature. And being told you can't socialize, that you must stay home, not venture forth, except in times of necessity, it is not something that works well for many people. So we're going to try to address a lot of that. Now, today, I had an event, but I had something happen today that I never thought I would ever agree to. Now, mind you, if you asked me a year ago, I used to brag about the fact that, hey, I'm in my 50s and I've never spent overnight in a hospital as an adult. And then I got pneumonia and I spent 2 nights, and then I had heart failure and I spent 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna brag that shit anymore. But I was like, the hospital, it's St. Francis Heart, which is part of the Catholic Health Network of Long Island, asked me, you know what, when you're in a hospital and you're asked something, a lot of times they're asking you something and they expect you to say yes. And I said, yeah, all right. I know, it's a free service. They get sent a visiting nurse to my house. I was like, all right. Which is good because I couldn't figure out how to use my new glucose meter. And that was definitely fucking user error. But I got a phone call yesterday. Now, I come home yesterday. Phone call in the evening, and I pick it up because I'm expecting a lot of these random ass phone calls now that I'm out of the hospital and I've got lots of appointments. I can use my Google Planner. But I picked up the phone, and my mind at first did not understand what was coming from the other side. But then I understood it was Mario from the Visiting Nurse Services of...
it's Catholic
Health Services of Long Island. and he was setting up his appointment for today.
Yeah, Catholic home care.
Yeah, Catholic home care. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm like, my son expected me to get a sexy nurse.
That was funny.
Instead, I get somebody who goes, okay.
He's like, ooh, a nurse is coming to the house.
I have somebody with a bit of an accent who then signed off with, Eddie, thank you, ciao. And I went, I just heard ciao. So that must mean Spain. He's Spanish.
Well, you were like Italian.
I heard Italian in the voice.
And then I was like, no, he's Spanish.
Right. So here's the kicker. Here is the curveball of curveballs. My nurse Mario, who came over today, not just promptly, very nice guy, brought food. Oh man, we'll have to have that for breakfast tomorrow.
Do you think it's for breakfast or for lunch?
I don't know. It's something. His wife actually made like some, what do you call it, Rach?
I'm not quite sure what it is. It looks like some sort of a, like, I don't know. It looks like it almost looks like a bread, but he says that he doesn't eat bread.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Plant-based altogether.
But doesn't eat bread, which is plant. But in any case.
And I'm thinking, I smell cheese.
Yeah, but he doesn't do cheese either.
So
doesn't do anything milk-based.
I'm thinking this gift is something we're supposed to learn from. That things that are plant-based can be good.
Which I'm fine with. Honestly, I'm fine with. Yeah. But so Mario comes over, and my parents live downstairs, a 2-family home, so I made sure they were involved in the process. And Mario explained that while I was right, I was also right, and Rach was right, because Mario was born in Spain, raised in Italy, and also lived for a time in Belgium and Germany. And he speaks Dutch, German, Italian, Spanish, and of course, English. So yeah, if he wasn't such a down-to-earth individual, I was going to be outside of my elements.
I'm wondering if he's a yogi.
I don't know, Rich.
I don't know.
He runs marathons. So in any case, he looked me over, and yes, he could say, I'm still got a few pounds of water retention on me. But he also looked at the list of medicines that I'm taking and my dosage of insulin, and I was like, I'm not even going to do the voice. I won't do it justice, and I'll just sound like... He said, in my case, he goes, you can get rid of many of these medicines. I would have to get rid of myself, but I can wean myself off them. Like doctors wouldn't prescribe them, especially the insulin, if I would not put shit in my mouth. Basically...
Yeah, he was like straight up.
Straight up. So I'm being straight up to you all. All right? He was straight up, and I'm being straight up to you all. If you are overweight, if you have high blood sugar, if you're a diabetic, and especially a type 2 diabetic, but if you know shit that isn't good for you, and you keep putting it in your mouth, you get nobody to blame but yourself. All right. Now, I've had congestive heart failure. I am going to rewire my mind, my desires, what I will eat, what I will drink, to enable me to live a long, healthy, satisfying life. Because that is the goal that we all want out of life, right? Mm-hmm. You know, when you're playing RPGs, right? Your characters, what do they want? They want to survive to the next battle, right? Nobody wants to say, yeah, my character, well, your character died. What did your character die of? Heart disease. What? Yeah, my character, what about your, high blood pressure, complicated with diabetes. You don't want that you wouldn't want that shit instilled in your character. You certainly don't want that shit on you. Okay? Now, there are, as he was nice enough to explain to me, some of his patients are missing limbs and have other chronic diseases that they cannot necessarily fix. They have to find ways to improve their environment around their disability or what's holding them back. They have to find other routes. But in my case, What's holding me back is probably at least about 35 pounds. I should get to 200 pounds. But the deal is I got to get down 12 pounds in the next 30 days. What? Sorry. Rachel had to take care of cats skirmishing. We've got a battle going on in the background. But here's the thing, folks. It isn't just as simple as saying, all right, I'm not going to eat whatever, bread. Although if you can kick bread, if you kick bread and pasta and kick that shit to the other side of the room and avoid it, you'll probably lose weight. You'll probably control your blood sugar a lot better. In the situation I'm in, moderation is not going to help me because I'm already past that situation where I can do things in moderation and my body will add to it. I got to go a little bit more.
Moderation is excess in your situation.
Yeah, moderation is excess. So my salt has to be controlled and my carbs have to be controlled. Out of the two, which one is more desperate? The salt, the sodium. Also, my alcohol intake has to be pretty much obliterated. Although I spoke with the nurses at the hospital, I had a good rapport, and they did tell me once you've got this all under control, they're saying that they're not saying that there won't come a point where you could go out once a month and maybe have a beer with your dinner. But she goes, but it's a beer at that point.
Yes.
It's not my 3 to 4, and the fourth one, the beer starts kind of tasting skunky because I lost my taste to it. Here's the other thing that, in my case, I have to, because of the water retention, I have to be on top of the water I ingest. Especially now. Now, once this water retention is off me, I'll still have to moderate my water intake. Here's the thing.
But you might have a little more that you can take later.
Right. One of the things that I have to do, in addition to taking my blood sugar 4 times a day, is I have to weigh myself every morning. Because I have to see either the weight stays pretty steady or if it goes down. If my weight starts going up, especially quickly, like 2 or 3 pounds in a day or two, or 5 pounds in a week, I got to reach out to my doctor because it could mean I'm retaining water. Now, I know right now that I am retaining water because even though I pissed away 60 pounds of retained water, I can still feel it in my feet, my ankles, my lower leg. I don't feel it really in my trunk anymore, which is great. I don't feel it in my groin or private area, thank God. But I have to keep an eye on it. Now, if you're an otherwise healthy individual, now remember, if you are a gamer, okay, and I'm just going to make a general statement about gamers, and if you take offense at this, I do apologize, all right? But you know what they used to say with people at war? It's like, look to the person to your left, look to the person to your right. One of you 3 are not going to return. Well, I got news for you. If you're at a gaming convention and you look to your left, and then you look to your right, how many people, and we're not going to talk about you yourself, all right, because most of us are not good critics of ourselves. But how many people do you look at and go, wow, that person needs to lose weight?
Oh, sure.
All right? So, if you can have an introspective look at yourself and see where you need help, that's great. I am not advocating any diets. Low sodium is probably good for all of us.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying how you should.
Not anybody's particular lifestyle change.
Right. Yeah.
Brandon.
Right. You know.
Sell.
Right.
But something that's really cool we heard from that fella earlier today, who was interested in sort of being a part of a community that of gamers that like kind of understands and wants to be accountable, wants to get better, wants to address his situation. So I think that part of the podcast could be too, maybe having other people that have survived these type of things, have made some of the lifestyle changes, and sort of how they did it, what worked for them,
Right, they can share their
didn't,
right. They can share their experiences. Now,
strength and hope. Yeah.
now there is a certain thing when it comes to programs like Weight Watchers or 12-step programs and the like, and that is the support of a group. And I don't know exactly how we're going to set this up, but we will, set this up as maybe a private channel on the Discord where people have to apply.
Great.
And everything every conversation that goes on within that channel is private, and you can share what you got to share. Because I'll be honest with you,
Is Discord at all secure or not really?
it is secure enough for our purposes. It might not be secure enough for purposes of like OSHA or whatever government agency.
Oh, you mean like HIPAA compliant?
HIPAA compliant,
right.
Yeah. But if I have a secure channel and only people with the tag Gamers Health have access to it, only those people will be able to go into that room, maybe have our own chat channel. Maybe we organize a day a week where we all get together, and that will include Rachel, because she'll have to join the Discord server, and she will have to get her own handle, probably Graffira or some shit like that.
I think I am inside the Discord, but I don't
All right.
understand
see,
how.
I will have to. This Discord thing, by the way, will happen after my second procedure. My second procedure is a week from this coming Monday. So when I get home from that, and I will sort this out, we will add a channel on the Tank Cars Tavern Discord server for Gamers Health. We will add a text channel. We will add a voice channel. And we will be there to support each other. Okay? And just like a lot of these things, if you want to participate, you may. If you want to lurk because you're interested in it, but you're maybe uncomfortable participating vocally in it.
Yeah, that's also possible, right? How many of us have gone to meetings and just sort of, stayed in the back and listened and watched what it was to get a lay of the land,
Right. And I think after we've established the group, maybe we can have, an optional sponsorship where senior members who have gone through it can help others that are going through it. We can work on it. There's a lot of logistics to this. This is all wheels in motion, nothing nailed down. But I honestly believe, whether you believe in a higher power or not, then you're going to take this as the universe. But when you come out of my first procedure, which was just to scope everything out, and your surgeon asks you as you're still under, kind of, sort of, but you're still on the table, how many heart attacks have you had? And I was like, I've never had a heart attack. And he goes, the damage I'm seeing is of multiple heart attacks. Now, my heart failure specialist, that doctor, believed it was possible that my damage was actually caused by a virus. And now that they've done the procedure, the 3 stents, the 3 blockages, and they did, was it a CT scan?
Which procedure?
And an MRI.
The CT and the MRI, get a sense of how things were situated.
He's really, his theory is that, yes, my damage is viral related. So, yes, you can, and the reason, by the way, the reason why this popped up when it did is because apparently I've had this damage to my heart to a large extent for a while. But my body was otherwise healthy. And then I got sick. I got pneumonia. And then I got, sepsis. And the pneumonia came back, and apparently that series of events prompted the actual heart failure. I was living on borrowed time.
Straw that broke the camel's
It's back. I was living on borrowed time anyway, in a lot of ways, with the damage my heart had. All right? So I'm going to throw this out there as just general advice. See your GP or your general practitioner or your internist regularly, but I guess I don't know what the rules are when you should see a cardiologist, what age. I know I should see a proctologist and have a finger stuck up my ass and probably have...
a colonoscopy because you're over 50.
Yes, I'm going to put it off. But I guess I can't put all this shit off much longer.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we gotten a little long.
That colonoscopy is a tough one to swallow. Literally.
Yeah, that's when you shit out pounds as opposed to...
drink that crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to weigh myself after I shit it all out, please.
Yeah.
Folks.
Never seen such a low number. Folks,
this is going to probably be more or less Rach and I every Friday night. If this is popular enough, we'll spin off the Tavern Chat podcast, make it its own podcast. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. Obviously, we're just starting this up. But we're doing this for you, the community.
For all of us.
For all of us, because
each other to get better.
You know, I can't get well by myself. I've got Rachel here to support me, but I also have the well wishes of this community, which, by the way, just so you know, that emotional support, that tangible, whatever, is very important. Now, as I said in the blog today, there's a handful of people out there that wished me ill, or worse, wished I die. And by the way, it wasn't Con Man Ken. Okay, it wasn't Gareth the Hutt.
They're not even that evil.
Yeah. There's you know.
They still have some semblance of souls left.
Yeah. Okay. There's some real life scumbags out there. Whatever. The best revenge is to live and live well. And I want you all to share in that. I want you all to live and live well.
Nice.
So that's what we're going to be working on. Now, reality time, COVID-19, social distance, 6 feet. Wash your fucking hands, use Skell gel, use soap and water, whatever, 20 seconds. Cover your face, wear a mask. And generally, if you don't go fucking hanging out with your friends at the beach, okay? Or playing softball or soccer, or there'll be time for that, okay? There'll be time. Time's not now. Folks, on that note, as always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I will be talking with you, as always, God willing, tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye now.